Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are cutting right through the noise around secure browsing tools. If you're someone who practically lives and works inside a browser, then this is for you. We're going to figure out which tool is the right one for your job, and we're going to do it fast.
Okay, so where do we even start? Well, we start with a problem that I'm betting you know all too well. Your browser. It's the center of your work universe, right? But is it actually, working for you? I mean, if you're a marketer, maybe you run an agency or you're part of a remote team, this screen probably feels a little too familiar. Your browser can so quickly turn into this bottleneck, just a tangled mass of accounts and passwords that ends up slowing you down instead of speeding you up. And see, this really gets to the heart of the issue. There's this fundamental trade-off. Are you trying to optimize for speed and getting things done? Or are you trying to build a fortress to lock everything down against threats? Figuring out what you need most, that's a crucial first step because it's going to point you to the right tool.
All right, so now that we've kind of set the stage, let's look at the two main ways people are trying to solve this problem. One is built for getting work done, and the other is built for staying safe. Very different philosophies.
So first up, we have the cloud browser. Now, I want you to imagine that every single tab you open is its own fresh, totally isolated computer up in the cloud. This approach is all about making your daily grind faster and cleaner, especially if you're juggling a ton of different accounts.
Okay, so the other path you can take is remote browser isolation, or what people call RBI. Think of this thing as your own personal digital bodyguard. All the risky stuff on the web, the code, the potential malware, it all happens on some remote server, far away from you. The only thing that gets to your screen is a safe, clean picture of the website. It literally stops threats before they can even get close to your computer.
And this is where it all kind of clicks into place, right? You can see the difference in their DNA. Cloud browsers are all about doing more faster. We're talking streamlining workflows. RBI, on the other hand, is about being safer everywhere. It's all about preventing threats, period. One is an accelerator, the other is a shield.
And honestly, this quote right here, it's pretty much the golden rule that can guide your whole decision. Just ask yourself, is my biggest headache juggling a dozen accounts, or is it the fear of a data breach? Your answer points you directly to the right tool. It's that simple. So, with that framework in our back pocket, let's get practical. Let's actually look at who benefits the most from each of these approaches and, well, see if you recognize your own team in here.
Cloud browsers, and our source material mentions Sendwin here as an example, they are really built for the people in the trenches. We're talking about the doers, the builders, the folks who are managing multiple accounts, multiple projects, multiple clients, all at the same time.
So just take a look at this list. Does this sound like your day-to-day? Managing a bunch of ad accounts? Running several online stores? Or maybe you're testing software and you need a totally clean environment every single time. If that's you, then you're looking for a productivity solution. You need to get rid of the friction.
And we're not just talking about a small improvement here. The impact can be massive. 80%. The source material points out that by just getting rid of all that tedious logging in and switching accounts, a tool like Sendwin can boost a team's efficiency by as much as 80%. Just think about what that really means. That's a huge amount of time freed up for actual creative, high-value work, not just boring admin tasks.
Now, let's flip the coin. RBI tools are the go-to when the mission isn't just about speed, but about actively defending the entire organization from web-based attacks. This is the world of IT and security pros.
For these folks, it's a completely different ballgame. Things like control, visibility, and threat isolation, they are absolutely non-negotiable. It's all about enforcing security policies, preventing data from leaking out, and making sure every single web session is logged and audited for compliance.
Okay, so this is where the rubber meets the road. You get the what, you get the who. So now how do you actually choose? This simple 5-step framework can get you to a clear answer fast. Start with number 1, the big one. Define your primary outcome. Are you trying to save your team hours of frustration, or are you trying to prevent a cyber attack? Once you know that, everything else gets easier. Then, evaluate the user experience. And I mean test it with your real work. Does it actually help, or does it just add more steps? From there, you figure out how much policy control you need. You map your team's actual workflows, like is account sharing a daily thing? And then finally, you decide on a hosting model. But really, answering that first question makes the rest of these choices so much clearer.
So, now that you have a framework for choosing, let's take a quick peek at the landscape. Who are the big names in the market today? Where should you even start looking?
This table from our source material does a great job of just laying it all out. If you need multi-login and team sharing, you're looking at cloud browsers like Sendwin. If you need that heavy-duty enterprise-grade security, you're looking at the RBI players like Cloudflare and Zscaler. It gives you a really clear starting point for your own research. And hey, it's worth giving an honorable mention to this third category. Think of these as company-issued browsers. They give IT teams a ton of control over how employees access internal stuff, like Salesforce or Workday, but without needing to isolate every single thing they do online. Kind of like a middle ground.
So, at the end of the day, it all comes down to this. Use the right tool for the job. If your biggest pain point is juggling accounts and collaborating with your team, you choose a cloud browser like Sendwin. If your number one, absolute top priority is locking down web access and stopping threats, you go with an RBI platform.
And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. As pretty much all of our work moves into the browser, maybe the future isn't about choosing one or the other. Perhaps it's about intelligently combining both, a productivity layer and a security layer, so we can be both fast and safe. Something to think about. Thanks for joining me on this explainer.